everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and today I'm doing a quick video looking at a demo I've recently played. And I don't normally cover demos, but I've actually been playing a few recently with like the Steam Next Fest and everything going on as well. There's lots of demos out there and there's loads of awesome games and it's cool to check them out. So I thought I'd do a quick review of this upcoming game based on the demo I've played. Now, this isn't a full game review, hopefully. I'll be able to review the game at launch. It is due out later this year. It's called Pyrene. It's from developer 2 Tiny Dice and it's published by Indie Asylum and it is coming to PC on Steam. Now, while it is coming out later this year, there is a demo available right now, which is probably the exact same demo I have played. So I recommend you download it on Steam and hit wishlist on it if you enjoy it. Because like I say, no matter what I think, you might think something totally different and your taste may be totally different to mine. But from what I've played this demo, I've had a lot of fun playing it. Now, this is a nice little mix of like deck building, dungeon crawling mechanics and roguelike mechanics. And while I'm not usually the biggest roguelike fan, I actually really do like a good deck building game and I do like sort of like dungeon crawling. So this one, it sees you basically having to sort of rebuild your village. It's been destroyed, this town, and you have to basically find all the townspeople, reunite them, fight off the demons and hordes of monsters and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really cool. So in the demo, you play, like I say, you start off as one character, and throughout the game there will be extra characters introduced as you progress with more like variety to their abilities. So like the first character you play in the demo, she is like an archer, so her abilities include like ranged attacks and stuff like that. Now, obviously, with the different characters, once you unlock multiple ones, you're able to obviously switch up and sort of use their different traits and abilities, different decks and stuff like that. Now, the core gameplay is you basically go on runs into a variety of different biomes. Like the first one is like a cursed wood, and you move around like a board, and there's different zones. You move up, down, left or right, one space at a time. When there's no enemies on the board, you can move basically to any direction as much as you want. Certain sort of areas will have these enemies spawn, and you have different ways to progress through these. So some of them find you having to get to this like pillar, like this, it looks like a tombstone or something like that, like a glowing tombstone. And to do this, you have to battle enemies until this card basically appears on the tiles in front of you. Now, to fight enemies, you basically move into them. You like go left or right, and it does damage to them. Now, they have health and also damage attacks which hit you back. You can also have like shields as well as just your health, so you can take a bit of damage before you take any like actual physical health. Now, if you defeat an enemy, they usually drop an item card. There's also a variety of items found throughout these sections. There's money, there's weapons, obviously from your deck, there's health from your deck and stuff like that, wood and sort of resources to rebuild your town. So when you're on these like quests, these runs, early on it's like collect wood so you can rebuild buildings in your town and stuff like that to make it better and improve everything. So you're trying to get these bits of wood, you try not to walk into all the enemies, and if there's no card next to you in a like fighting zone, you can't move into it, so you have to really plan out your routes. Now, you can also sort of like rest overnight, which sort of resets the board, fills it back up. Obviously, more enemies will spawn. Some enemies die overnight, some enemies get bonuses and stuff like that. And that's how it goes. You'll basically keep going, like going through the night cycle, waking up. That does use stamina, so you have to collect like food to refill your stamina, and there's cards like that you can find. And eventually, like the altar, the pillar, whatever you've got to, like the aim of this section will show up, and you move over to it basically. Now, you can also get these like magic cards which build up your like special ability. Once you get enough of them, you build up the meter, you can unleash like your ultimate attack. Outside of this, like I say, you can get treasure, so you'll find treasure chests and stuff like that. Defeating enemies and completing these sections will also unlock treasure, which will give you items, which can give you buffs and improvements. Obviously, if you do die, you'll go back to the start, or like back to your village. You'll lose a lot of your progress and stuff and have to continue again. But it's a lot of fun. Like, I've only scratched the surface with the demo, but I love the art style. It's very bright, colourful and cartoony. I love the simplicity of the combat, where I'm just going up, down, left and right, really. But trying to think of like a pathway. Do I want to go to the right so I can get like my range attack, which may kill this enemy up here, and then I can move my way around easier without running out of health? Like, I don't want to run out of stamina, so I end up losing health, and I can't like reset the board, and then it does take a lot of thinking later on, especially when you get more and more cards on the board. Now, you'll also unlock cards as you're playing. You can customise your deck as you go, picking and choosing which cards you want to add to your deck when you pull them, putting them into things and stuff like that. And yeah, eventually, in between these runs, you'll go back to your village, and you'll be able to obviously slowly but surely restore all the buildings there to unlock upgrades for your items and spells. So far, this is really fun. Sounds great, like I say, plays great, looks really good, simple enough, and like I say, I like the deck building mechanics that are introduced in it, and they work really well with like the roguelike aspect, and it wasn't too roguelike that it put me off, and it wasn't too difficult in the demo. Obviously, it may get harder in the full game, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward like to the full game to see like what extra characters are added, different weapons and like item cards and stuff, just to see where I can go from there. But if you are interested in this one, it's called Pyrene, Pyrene. Check it out on Steam. I'll put a link in the description to the Steam page where you can download the demo and try it out for yourself. But make sure you wishlist it and share the word out. Let people know about this game. Let's get the word out there and help indie devs. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you around.